Great to have you here. Today we will take a closer look at the Dr.Glossy bucket kit. Today, everything revolves around the topic of the dirt trap. We are looking at the different parts, specifically this bucket set's dirt trap. How functional is the lid? How does the stand system work with this pedestal and so on? Is it sensible or not? Today, we are focusing on the dirt trap. Here you have the entire bucket system once again. I'm going to take the lid off again. I'm actually going to set aside everything we don't need for this test. This is the part we're focusing on today. For all those who might be new to the topic of vehicle care or are new to the channel and have never dealt with this before and are now perhaps considering getting a dirt trap set, okay, what is that? In the description, you can read it well already. This part is located here at the bottom of the bucket and is designed to keep the dirt that comes from the glove while washing the vehicle. The sieve is meant to hold the dirt at the bottom when you go back in with the glove. Yes, once you have water and shampoo in it, and so on, so that you don't take the dirt back onto the vehicle with the glove and the shampoo water. This reduces the risk of scratches because any small stone or grain that gets caught in the glove and is not rinsed out will repeatedly be taken onto the car and then dragged across the paint, which can definitely cause scratches or micro scratches depending on their size. Now you might say, but there is no sand on my car. Where is the sand coming from? However, many do not consider that it can be found in all the small gaps, crevices, or, for example, in insect remains or bird droppings. You never know what the bird has eaten before. There could be small grains of sand everywhere. A small piece of leaf or a leaf fragment that has already softened won't cause any major scratches. It usually floats on the surface up here when you use the one-arm washing method. But if you want to minimize the risk of all those potential little stones scratching your paint, you can use a dirt trap like this. This looks like this, and I think we will take a look at whether it works well. I also brought along a few comparison models because it's always much clearer to show which dirt trap works very, very well, whether they work equally well, or if one works worse. That's why I just brought a few models. The dirt trap is placed at the bottom of the bucket, and this is how it looks. Now, I have brought a second bucket, and I have already filled it with water. You see here, this is our comparison bucket. We will also put a dirt trap in here, and then we can compare how it looks when we go into the wash mitt regarding turbulence. Does this keep the dirt at the bottom, or does it still rise and spread in the bucket? And is the functionality of the dirt trap perhaps not effective at all? I will now pour a little water in here. This is going to be very exciting. On the table. I hope it works. And I don't have a huge accumulation of water on it. You see, it rises briefly, but then it settles back down. So you have the water in there, and now this goes in, placing it down inside. I am now testing the weight of the dirt trap. And that's the first thing that stands out to me here. The weight of the dirt trap is in the direction of buoyancy. So you see, it doesn't fall down very quickly, like clack, that it falls down fast. But if we swirl here a bit, look. What happens to the dirt trap? It spins along. Now we are swirling a little with our hand here. So there is definitely a strong current here, and that's exactly what it's about. Therefore, this is already a bit of a science, this topic with the dirt trap. As you can see here, through movement, I'm not even making a strong effort, and you already have some movement at the bottom of the trap. This means that the dirt will also rotate extremely. But it's good that the dirt trap does not rise. That would be a huge disaster. It doesn't. You can see it sinks down and stays down here. But as I already mentioned, it has a bit too much play. Maybe it's just with my model, but normally these are parts that are actually manufactured very, very precisely. That means I don't think it will be extremely difficult for you to go down here and then get stuck. Rather, you have exactly that. And that is the reason why I also say that we have quite a bit of experience in this area. Here you have exactly the same point that has also been a huge problem with other dirt traps at the beginning of their lifespan, which is that they either get pushed upwards, which this one does not, but that they have too much play in the bucket and do not stay down, and they also twist. And sometimes there are also dirt traps that rise sideways and do not stay at the bottom. So here you can already see that the movement of the dirt trap is very, very significant, and that's why it moves with the current. Okay, so now I'm going completely underwater and I'm grabbing a wash glove. And now we're going to use shampoo, but I'm not going to add it because it would just cloud our visibility a bit. Now I will put the dirt in here and we can first test it briefly with the wash glove. If I rinse it out like this now and take fresh shampoo water, you can already see that the dirt trap moves along. I probably still have a bit of leftover shampoo in the wash glove, but that's not a problem for the test. So Now let's put the dirt in here, which will then come out of the wash glove and simply accumulate over time. We have suspended particles that settle at the top edge. However, we also have parts that fall down. And now this should actually become clearly visible. Now I will go in here with the wash glove into the wash bucket. And you can see clearly how the dirt lies at the bottom. I believe it can be seen, well, there is still a little something on top of the dirt trap. We can raise the thing a bit higher. I think it will be better this way. Now, when I go in here with the wash glove, you can already see that it first flushes the dirt down. But you see, when I rinse this out, how the dirt trap rotates. And now pay attention here to the dirt that is present in the space as it first falls through. Once that calms down, you are now on your way to the car, washing your vehicle, and now you want to rinse out your wash glove and head over here. And then you will see, first of all, how the dirt trap moves, and I do not move the wash glove very, very strongly, and how all the dirt is also stirred up. What is now lying at the bottom is the stony dirt, the small little stones, but the rest is really being stirred up, above all. And now comes the main point. You want to rub the wash glove against the dirt trap as well. That means you are down here. And by moving this back and forth, you will significantly take the stones back into the fibers. And now I hold the glove here, and you can see what is in the wash glove in terms of dirt. So here is the rubbing, and that is also what this dirt trap is for. So, at the latest, when wiping, the whole thing will rotate freely in the bucket, and the dirt will rise again. And that is just the point we already mentioned in the live stream. Now you see, the dirt is sinking back down, falling through, and as soon as there are just slight whirlpools, look, it just stirred up the sand really well, spraying it out of the hole. Now let's make this a bit more realistic. I always do it this way. I rinse my wash glove out, and there is quite a bit of turbulence. So, for me, it continues to spin. The dirt trap, as we already feared in the live stream, does not fulfill its purpose 100%. And it hurts my heart a little, also for GP, that this doesn't work reliably here. So now it has been able to lower a bit, and now everything is lying still at the bottom. Now you come in with your wash glove, which is dirty, and you want to wash it out down here. And already you send, look at how much sand is swirling up here. Just going in once. You can really see how it moves down here. So it's clearly visible again here. You wash it out here, take new shampoo, water, and then you have all the sand flying around. We won't count the big fat stones down here. If you have something like this in your car, then you generally did something wrong with the vehicle wash. But all the fine sand, you will have all of that back in the wash glove. And to ensure that no one says, yes, now you have taken different dirt, which is much easier, we will do it this way. I will now take the dirt trap out here. And now pour the water in here with all the dirt content. Now I have to make sure that I get all the sand in here. A little bit is still left. So we will rinse it in now. All right, the bucket is now completely empty. Everything is clean. And now let's take a look at this. So now everything has calmed down, and I'm going to go in with my washing glove here into the system. And you can look down here at how strong the movement of the sand particles is. I'm going in here now, swirling it around properly. Look, I'm swirling it so hard that the table shakes. And you can see here, the dirt down here is almost motionless. I can also do it like this. Look, now it's moving back and forth, but it's not rising up. I can make it even stronger. It has already spilled over a bit. So just to touch on the topic, something has slipped in again. And these are the suspended particles that are now coming down, being pressed down from above onto the surface. But everything that is lying down here, as you can see, is really completely motionless. I can also do it like this again, really moving back and forth, also spreading the washing glove. You can see that what is underneath is completely motionless. So here it is clearly done better and works as well. I now have a second setup, and my daughter has come up with a really good idea. There is decorative colored sand, and it really has an absolutely wonderful size in terms of grain as well as weight. This is similar to the sand in the self-service box, which you can also easily sweep together if you wish. This is extremely close. That means we don't have any large stones or anything in it now. It's really just a very, very fine sand. And now I'm going to go in here with the washing glove and remove what is still lying here on the trap. And if I move this back and forth a bit now, we need to take a close look at how quickly the sand is stirred up here and how quickly it accumulates again in the washing glove. So this is the perfect sand. Now I swirl it around like I usually do with the washing glove in the bucket and hold it against the front. And there you have all the red particles mixed in. So you can also see here how it always pulls these red waves up from the top. This is also very, very illustrative. So I think a bit more work needs to be done here. Now let's do the whole thing again in another bucket. Again, there is a lot of water in here with the decorative colored sand at the bottom. I have placed a small lamp at the back. I believe this will make it a bit more visible now. And I take a white washing glove, completely fresh. I can't use the same one again. Otherwise we would have the red particles in it as well. And now I'm going to go into the wash water here, and you can see down here. There is also movement. It moves back and forth. We can work back and forth properly. Look, the table is wobbling. And now, when we hold this up, there are no red particles in it. I'll show you that again shortly. I'll take it out again in a moment. Here, I also shake it up a bit, really give it some momentum. I just want to be careful not to get this equipment completely wet. So, now I lift the thing up. And you can see that there are no particles floating in the wash bucket. And there is nothing red in the washing glove. I can do this again. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. For the car care science. So you see, no red color particles in here. So the dirt trap holds it back. So, enough with the water play. You have seen it, and it is exactly what we suspected when we saw the part in the video and then during the analysis in our stream, that it is not yet 100% developed. Several things still need to be changed for it to really work. And this is not meant to be taken negatively. For me, it is currently in this state, with an effectiveness of 10 to 20% at most. So as soon as you work normally here, it stirs up, and the part is supposed to keep the dirt securely at the bottom. It doesn't matter whether you do it this way, or if you rub the washing glove at the bottom, or if you simply move and rinse the washing glove properly in here. And one has clearly seen the difference in how restlessly the dirt moves back and forth down here. Also, the outer sides, which have a bit too much play now, are not yet 100% refined. I believe the component is the very first thing the team should reconsider and possibly adjust the design here. I would now know what needs to be adjusted here, or I would have a strong suspicion about what needs to be adjusted. The summary sentence here urgently needs to be revised because, as it currently stands, it does not ensure the function for which it is included in this set. 2001. Until then, folks, see you in the next video. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Or if you want me to conduct the test differently or test something else with this system, please let me know in the comments as well. Otherwise, I hope I have shown you whether it works, how to test it, and how to represent it visually. I look forward to your feedback in the comments. Until next time, yours, Sebastian.